The port of Amsterdam made the city rich. Like everything else, it came to an end. The canals linking the port to the sea sank, shipyards closed down, and Rotterdam became the first port in Europe, turning a part of the port in wasteland in the 80s. Squatters and artists reclaim empty spaces for themselves. From the 90s, the city needs more housing. The real estate developers need space. The space occupied by the port is massive. It will do the trick. From the north to the sea, cranes are busy. Just like there is an itinerary for the north of Amsterdam, vanupier.com will take you to the port on the south side. On the program, nice parks, daring constructions, water and boats galore, and then cool bars and even a gin distillery by a romantic pond. A 10-kilometer strip, 20 altogether, much nicer by bike than by foot. Let's start on Wester Park, in the west of the Old Town and Jordan. An old gas factory transformed into a cultural center, surrounded by parks with cafe, restaurants, and an amazing microbrewery, Troost. Industrial design on the inside and outside, good beer, and a canteen for the local media companies. North of the park, Headship is a construction typical of the Amsterdam School, a movement driven by socialist ideas with the goal of building beautiful building for workers. Brick walls, rounded facade, decorative features. For the architecture lovers, a museum of the movement is located in the old post office. Further north, we arrive to the port. At the end of the pier, we find REM Eland, an old platform built on the North Sea and which broadcasted a pirate TV for 6 months in 1964. The platform was then transported here and now is home to a restaurant with a beautiful view on the port. On the way to the central station, you will see many modern and daring constructions, residential space, offices, and various institutes. Along the way, if you like beer, Westerdok Cafe offer a dozen of draft beer and nearly 80 bottled beers, mainly Belgium and Dutch. Exit the station on the side of the sea and look at the constant hustle and bustle of the ferries which came and go. Boats, sail and motorized boats, bikers waiting or in transit, and some pedestrians trying to make some room for themselves. The National Library is on the other side of the station. From the top floor you can see the old city roof and city towers. A totally free, beautiful panoramic view with the red light district in the foreground. Another panoramic view can be enjoyed from the roof of the Science Museum Nemo, a project by the architect from Genoa Renzo Piano. You can do some physics experiments or chill with a coffee there. Another option, Hanneke's Boom, a colorful and cool bar by the water on what used to be a city wasteland. You can swing above the water on some sturdy wooden chair like a campsite. Back on the saddle towards the north and its oriental sounding island, Java, Borneo and Crocus. This is how social housing can look like, green, airy, on the human scale. This space was reclaimed from Port Wasteland and the result is rather cool. Further east, you will pass by Java Straat, a nice place to have a bit to eat or drink in the East Amsterdam. We are going to take you to New Jeep Brewery in a charming flavor park. If you like beautiful things, especially in Drangia, you will love this place. The Dutch Gin Distillery or Geneva Gin has a fantastic terrace overlooking the pond surrounded by willows. It couldn't be more romantic. It is the best place to discover the national drink. Try the oldest gin you can. On the way back to the center, you will pass by several other pleasant bars. Amsterdam really has plenty of them. Brouwerij Stige Microbrewery is under a stunning windmill. We owe them the comeback of craft beer in Amsterdam. Many thanks for that. Another microbrewery, another decor. Homeland is a cafe stuck in the 60s with painted walls for making and the interesting furniture in that growing area. Small production, so hardly any chance to enjoy one of the beers somewhere else. The terrace overlooks the park or a bit of the port. We'll end on Rust, a beach bar fusion of industrial and hippie. Pleasant. There you lie on the sofa inside or stay outside for a drink with your feet in the sand. You will find more stroll on vanupier.com. Be curious and enjoy your ride.